I can already tell there was some bull happening on this episode. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brandy and Akin channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandy and Akin. Here at my channel, we do fun recaps, reviews, and discussions of all of our favorite shows. It's Saturday night, so we are talking on Family or Fiancé. This is season 3. I think it's episode 3. My TV guide, the guide on my TV had the season and episode, the title all wrong. Almost thought it wasn't a new episode. Thank God I did click on the episode and I looked online. So anyway, this is Brandy and Akin. I'll have the right season episode number in the title when I upload the video. Anyway, this is Brandy and Akin's The Devils in the Dealbreakers. Okay, so before we get into anything, y'all know I love when y'all click that thumbs up button. Love it when you share. Love it when you comment. I appreciate you also subscribing so then you can get notifications of when I do upload new videos. Don't forget, when you subscribe, I would love it if you were able to comment that you did subscribe and let me know where you're from so I can say hi and we can get to know each other if you're interested in that. But I do appreciate you subscribing either way. All right, so let's get into the video, y'all, because I'm kind of tired, okay? I don't know what happened. I had a bunch of energy today, and it's like it depleted. Anyway, so already from the opening of the episode, where they do the little montage of the, like, little trailer to show you what's going to happen, I can already tell there was some bull happening on this episode. First of all, you got Brandy, 7 years old. She's a content creator. I guess I don't know if she got a YouTube channel. I don't know if she an IG model or what. She spelled her name just like I spelled mine too, with a Y. So I was like, oh, child. She making us Brandy's look bad. But nah, she trying to get to the bag, what she was trying to do. But it didn't work. And then we have Atkins, who is 49. I believe he owns a restaurant, an Italian restaurant in Louisiana. He is Turkish, a.k.a. he white. Okay. You could tell, there's a big age difference between them when you look at them. To me, it looked like a sugar daddy situation straight up. Okay. And I'm going to talk about everything that happens in the episode, but this review is probably going to be more discussion based. Okay. So, and y'all get into the discussion, drop it in the comments what y'all thought of the episode. Feels like something's in my eye, y'all. Anywho, so, they show them driving in the car and talking about what they think might be the issues coming up. And, Atkins doesn't want to have kids. They met online. Let's start there. First of all, they met online. I think he messaged her on Facebook and saw her pictures. And he was like, oh, well, she seems like she can handle me. And she dresses well and she speaks well. Red flag number 1, first of all. Anytime a white person says a black person speaks well, So anyway, she seemed to really like him. He liked her. They have a long distance relationship though. So I guess she lives in Atlanta and he lives in Louisiana. I don't know how far those two states, like of a drive, they are from each other. If you live down there, please drop in the comments if you let me know how long does it take to get from Atlanta to Louisiana. So anyway, her side of the family is coming. On her side, they have her mom, Claudia, her sister, Angel, I think was the name, or Angel or something like that. And her friend, Asia, I think. And her friend Asia's pregnant, by the way. And then on his side was his sister. I don't remember how to say her name. I'm not going to even try. I don't remember what it started with. His friend, Aaron, which is a young black gay guy. And there also was his nephew, so I'm thinking it's the sister's son. Atkins himself already has a son that's 18 as well. Okay, so, they get to the house. First of all, the couple gets to the house. They meet with Dr. Tracy. They look at the house. They're, admiring the house like everybody always do. They go meet with Dr. Tracy. Dr. Tracy asked them how they met. She, does bring up the significant age difference between them. They kind of joke about it. They talk about the whole thing about having kids, and she wants to have kids, but he does not want to have kids. And that's like one of the main issues of their relationship. And so Dr. Tracy gives them their task, of course. he's going to play cooking, some kind of cooking activity with them where they can ask him questions while he cooks for them. And she's going to do some kind of activity with his side where they write down questions, ask me anything, I think was what it was called. They're going to write down questions and she is going to answer the questions, okay? So the family, they're talking, they're like, oh, you know, what do you think? And he's like, yeah, I think your family's going to be mad at me because I don't want to have a baby. My family's going to be mad at me if I say I want to have a baby. So they're thinking, you know, it's going to be a lot of contingency over this baby situation, okay? So then the mom was, you know, they show everybody coming to the car. Finally, episode where we don't see three big old people squished together. Each family had one in the back and then two in the front seats. Oh my God. Like, why? Y'all don't need to put three people on the back row. Like, I would be hard if I had to squished up with two other people on the same row of seats for a long old car ride up a mountain and stuff. Like, y'all doing too much. So finally, everybody could spread out in the car. And so, you know, all the families, you know, the way they're talking about their issue, what they think is going to happen, how it's going to be. I think it was in the car where the mom said that Brandy had said that Atkins had used N-word before. So the sister Angel was like, she didn't know that. So that was going to be an issue for her. And so both families have never met each other, by the way. Okay. And so Aaron's concern is, you know, Atkins' lifestyle. Like, is he going to want to bring a baby into that and all that? By the way, Brandy has a big old rock on her finger. So I said, Atkins restaurant must be doing really good, right? So, as I said on Twitter, this looked like a sugar daddy situation that just didn't pan out. Like, Brandy was trying to be Ashley Darby and have her Michael Darby, but it didn't pan out, okay? Because he didn't want a baby, so she can't get that bag, right? And I'm not knocking the hustle. Like, if that's how you want to, you know, do it, how you want to come up in life, I'm not knocking it. It's not me. It's not my style, per se, but I get it. You know, I had mentioned on Twitter, if you don't follow me on Twitter, follow me at Brandy Yvonne on Twitter. And I had said this is a sugar daddy situation, right? I got so many guys commenting and liking that tweet talking about DM me, text me, hit me up, you want to be spoiled. I was like, what? Like, I'm talking about the show. I'm not talking about me. I want to be in a sugar daddy situation. I said, this looks like a sugar daddy situation to me. I didn't say I wanted to be a sugar baby and I wanted a sugar daddy. So all them men on there, you know, hitting me up, thank you, but no thank you. Like, I'm flattered. I would love to be spoiled, but no, I'd rather have a genuine, caring relationship. And I'm not knocking those who have those type of relationships. I'm sure there is some genuineness and care in them. It's just not for me. I'm not into that. I don't want someone significantly older than me and all that. So, anywho, I just had to get that little side note, y'all. I was just like, it was just crazy, y'all. Many of those messages I started getting. I was like, what is going on here? Why am I being solicited? So, then, like I said, Brandy and Atkins were talking before the families arrived, and Brandy was telling Atkins somebody in the family is vegan. I don't know if it was a sister or a friend, but somebody is a vegan. I hit my table. So, anywho, and then he's like, what they gonna eat? Like, oh, what they don't eat nothing. She's like, they do eat. So the families came, and hell, she is not happy with that whole N-word use, but she gonna try to keep her peace. So, first Brandy's family arrived, and that was like the first time they were meeting Atkins, I believe. And so they all sat down at the table, and they were asking him, like, so what is your, nationality, your ethnicity? He said he's Turkish. He said, I'm not white, I'm not black, I'm something in between. You white. The world is going to see Atkins. I'm not trying to diminish his ethnicity in no way. I understand, people are not just white. They come from various countries, However, the world is going to see him as white at the end of the day. They're not going to really know he's Turkish until maybe they saw his name, or he let them know, or he opened his mouth and maybe they heard an accent. At the end of the day, he still is going to fully benefit from white privilege, okay? So anyway, that's what I'm saying, he's white. But I understand he is Turkish. So anywho, they were, talking to him, and Angel said, I have a problem, issue with you I need to bring up. Because he was like, let me know if you have questions or issues, whatever. And she was like, I have a problem I need to bring up, but I'm not going to bring it up now. If I want to ruin the mood. He's like, whenever you're ready, just let me know. So the issue is the N-word thing, and we're going to get to that. Then his family came. They all hugged it out. They all go into the room, and, they do their spiel. Just like, family fiancé have the same formula, so nothing to really report, right? So they asked them what are their concerns. Everybody was around one by one. I think Aaron went first, and he was like, I know that, you really love Brandy, but you guys live long, you're long distance now, and she wants to have a baby, you don't. Like, it's going to be interesting to see who's going to really give up their lifestyle to make the change of just to being married and having a baby. And so for me and a lot of other people, Aaron was giving one of the sugar babies. No shade at all, but I was like, Aaron's his friend, really? Is he? I was like, what do they have in common to be friends? I don't get anything with Brandy and Atkins. They have nothing. What do they have in common? I don't see it. Maybe I'm being closed-minded. I don't know, but I don't see it. So, Aaron, I'm like, maybe he getting benefits also. But anywho, that was his concerns. The sister was concerned about the age difference and the baby thing as well. The nephew was concerned about the age difference and the babies. Well, everybody pretty much is concerned about the same stuff, really. Then we get to the mom, Claudia. She's concerned about Brandy really being happy. She wanted a baby. The friend Angel brought up the use of the N-word. What's up? She's like, what we really doing here? Like, what's going on? Like, no. And everybody's looking shocked, like, what? And then Asia brought up, Asia's the friend, she brought up, like, the baby thing and the racial slurs and all that, too. And she's like, I'm not saying you're racist, but we don't see how things progress. So anyway, they tell them about the task, and then they go their separate ways. And so Aaron and the sister and the nephew are like, dang, like, we're kind of concerned about this N-word thing. And when Brandy sat down, the sister lets her know, like, that really concerns me because I want, you guys like my brother. And she's explaining how, like, they come from a different country and a different background, and they're accepted for their differences, and they accept everybody else. So they wouldn't want, they wouldn't want to offend anybody. And I was like, girl, your brother racist, he racist, girl. But anyway, so then we see Brandy's family and their confession at some point was talking about, they do come from different countries, and sometimes people from other countries don't really know what Black people have went through here in America and all that good stuff. So we see Atkins sit down with their family, and he's like, let me tell you right now, like, I don't know where you get this N-word thing from. Like, I never said it. And Claudia, the mom's like, well, Brandy said that you said it. And he was like, she lying. And they're like, oh, so she's lying. He's like, yeah, she's lying. I don't know where she got that from. And I'm not a racist. And the sister's like, oh, I didn't say you was a racist. I just said you used the N-word. And so then it's giving he's a racist for me. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. So then she's like, well, have you used it at your restaurant? He was like, no, I never used it at my restaurant. My employees use it. They're all Black employees, and they use it towards each other. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to even go into my still interracial dating because I don't want to. I don't want to go there and nobody tussling with me in the comments or offend anybody, because I know love is love is love is love is love. Okay, for everybody. So anywho, then he was like, yeah, I never use that word. They use it towards each other. And Angel was like, I got 3 African-American sons. Well, at the table later on, she was talking about her sons, and they can't use the N-word. But anyway, right there, they were asking, then they moved on asking him about, does he want to have a baby? He was like, no, it's a hard, so they're like, it's absolutely no for you, like, no changing your mind. He was like, no, like, I already have a son. He don't really want to start over. He don't want a kid, and he be like, 70 years old, and the kid is 20. He don't want to do all that. That was basically the main concerns of the whole episode, was the racial thing and the baby thing, y'all. Then on the other side with Brandy and Atkins family and friends, so they were asking her about like the baby thing, and she was like, yeah, she hoped that she could change his mind, because in the beginning he said he wants that baby, but now he said he don't, and they were like, well, he must really like you to want to marry you and give you that ring, and they show the ring up close, like, she got a fat ring. Like, I ain't mad at the girl. I ain't mad at her, so I ain't gonna knock your hustle. So they were just asking her about the baby thing, and they also brought up the N-word thing and all that. So then, everybody come back down for dinner, and so they talk about how the activities went, and Brandy's side said they feel like it went well, and they bring up the N-word thing, and she was like, oh, yeah, because Akin said that he never said the N-word. And she was like, yes, you did. You told me, you said it. Like, it wasn't towards me or towards anyone. Like, it was in a different context, but you said it. And so then he was like, no, I didn't. You lying. No, no, no. And then that's when Angel was talking about her 3 sons and her 3 African-American boys, and they're not even used to, can say the word to each other. And so they were explaining, like, the word is very hurtful and all that. And so Claudia asked Brandy, like, well, girl, like, do you remember, like, what was the situation, how he said it? And she was like, no, I don't remember. I feel like she just swept it under the rug. Like, she didn't want to make any, like, issues or any tension in that moment. So then somebody brought the whole baby thing, and, I think it was the mom said, well, yeah, he said, like, they're like, basically her side of the family was like, girl, he said he not having a baby and he ain't changing his mind. Like, that's what he said. And so then she was like, well, he did say, like, when we first met, that he did want to have another baby, but now he doesn't want to. And so he was like, I never said I wanted to have kids. I always told you I didn't want any more kids. And then she was like, yes, you did. And then that's when she got pissed, y'all. She went from 0 to 100 real quick. Okay, she stormed up them stairs. She's like Judy. She ran upstairs, but she came back down eventually, unlike Judy Winslow. So she was like, so I'm lying about, now I'm just a liar about everything. So now you saying I'm a liar about the baby. You saying I'm a liar about the N-word. He's like, no, I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just saying I never said that, and I don't know where you're getting it from. And so then she's like, no, you are trying to say, like, I'm not a liar. She's like, you did say the N-word. You did say you want to have a baby. I am not a liar. Like, you not about to sit here and act like I'm lying. Like, no. So then she got mad. I mean, she was yelling at this point. She was yelling, and she stormed off from the table and ran upstairs to the room. And then her mom went after her. She went to go talk to her, calm her down. And then Atkins came up there, and he went to console her, and they hugged and stuff, and she crying. And I'm like, I know that hug ain't solving the problem. And so then he was like, everything okay? Like, we good now? She's like, no, because you are trying to make it like I'm a liar. He's like, no, I know you're not lying. And she's like, well, didn't you say in the beginning you wanted to have a baby? And he's like, I probably said it on the first date, but after that, like, I told you I didn't want to have a baby. And so that's the issue right there, because he basically was saying it like, you said, he was being his representative, okay? When you're on a date with somebody for the first time, you want to say everything they want to hear so you can keep seeing them. And so he was presenting his representative. Yeah, oh yeah, I want to have a baby with you, but really he didn't. A mess. So anyway, then they go meet Dr. Tracy the next morning. Dr. Tracy, they was cooking breakfast and stuff too. And so before they went to meet with Dr. Tracy, we see Erin and her friend Brandy and her friend Asia at the table, and Asia's pregnant, so she was like, she hasn't, they're all excited for the baby to come, but she hasn't planned a baby shower yet, but she's going to invite Erin to come. So then Brandy and Atkins go to meet with Tracy. I don't know if she's Dr. Tracy or Tracy, but it don't say doctor in her title, but I feel like she should just be Dr. Tracy. So Dr. Tracy's like, yeah, I could see, always see how everybody's doing when they come back after the first day. On the second day, she kind of reads body language, because their body language, so the first day, they be all close. They're like, oh my God, yeah, we're just getting married. Yeah, we have these issues, we're going to make it. But in day 2, they be like sitting far apart. They be like, that you could tell they done went through some things after day 1, right? So then she was like, how's everybody doing? Everybody's feeling. And so they brought up the whole N-word thing. She was like, the N-word is very big and explosive. But I want to talk about the underlying issue, which is the baby thing. I'm like, oh, she really swept that N-word thing under the rug. Dr. Trey says she's not touching that N-word situation today. I was like, why she never addressed it again? That was very peculiar to me. I think maybe my guess of why Dr. Tracy didn't address the whole N-word thing is because she kind of knew, I think she kind of knew they weren't going to make it anyway off of that baby thing. So she probably felt like she already knew what it was. Like, she knew it was a sugar daddy situation. She knew this man was going to have a baby with her. Like, she already knew what it was. So it was like, what's the point of going to the N-word thing? Like, I already knew this. She already knows there's cracks in the foundation anyway. So we ain't even got to go there. So it's my guess. But let me know what y'all think in the comments why she swept the N-word thing under the rug, right? So then she brings up the baby thing, and he's saying, I never, I don't want to have a baby. I said I didn't want to have a baby, and she wants to have a baby. And Dr. Trey, and so Brandy's like, well, I feel like that's not fair. Like, he doesn't want a baby because he already has a kid. And Dr. Trey's like, yeah, that's easy for you because you have a kid. And she was like, well, that's not fair. Like, for him to say he wants to have, doesn't want to have a baby now. And he said he did. And then Dr. Tracy kind of like was calling her out because she was saying like, well, it's not fair to him for you, like, to not want to have a baby, but you're still trying to move on and get married. Basically, like, they need to come to a decision, like, is this baby situation going to make or break them? Like, what's going to happen? And so Brandy was like holding him accountable of like, oh, we can't really get past this baby thing because you won't like make the decision, but also it's on her. Like, it's also on her also. And so on the first day he said he wanted that baby. And so, no, I'm not taking it wrong to think that he wants to have a baby. And Dr. Tracy explained to her, like, yeah, he said that on the first date, but every day after that, he said something different. And sometimes people refresh the page and you're not letting him refresh the page. I like the way she put that, right? And so she was like, you're just not seeing that it's different now every other day after. Brandy's like, okay. She got it, right? So then Dr. Tracy gave them their task. So each of them are going to sit down with their families and talk it out. Like, can they deal with so Brandy wants a baby. Can she deal with not having a baby and marrying him? He doesn't want to have a baby. Could he deal with, marrying her anyway and trying to just have a baby to please her? Like, basically figure out how the hell y'all want to move forward, right? So then so Brandy has to go down to the beach with her family and sit and talk with them, talk it out. And he sits with his family at the table at the compound still and talk it out. So basically with him sitting with his family, Aaron is saying, like, I know, you have your restaurant, your lifestyle and all this stuff. Aaron don't want to see him get married and have kids. In my opinion. The sister was like, I remember how you were with little Atkins and you were really busy working, trying to build your business. Like, it might be good if you had a baby, like, you can enjoy it more. The nephew was like, I know there's two things you love, was your baby, is your son Atkins and your restaurant. And so I don't know how it's going to be for you to bring another baby, but like, maybe it would be good. Like, second chance at, parenting and stuff, and you can still do your business stuff, and she would take care of the baby. But Atkinson is like, he not set up that way. Like, he want to be a part of the kid's life. Like, he don't want to just leave the baby at home with Brandy, and he off working. So, which is, respectable. And so they were just kind of all talking through it, and they basically confirmed for him that he didn't want to have a baby, right? And then for Brandy's side, they're talking and they're like, I know you really want this. Like, could you live without this? And would you resent him if you married him and you didn't have a baby? Like, or is this going to really be good for you? Like, girl, what you thinking? And she's like, yeah, I don't know. And Asia's like, I think she said it was her third baby. I don't know. But she was like, I know, like, how it feels to have a baby and the love and the joy and all that. And I know you want that feeling as well. Like, I know you really want this. So, is this something you're willing to compromise on? So they helped her think it through also that she still really wants to have a baby. And she was saying she can't live without Atkins. She won't have a baby with Atkins. She don't see her life without Atkins. I was like, really? You don't see your life without Atkins, really? So anyway, girl, you'll see your life without that money, okay? So, anywho, then they went on back to the house, and I don't know if they talked to Dr. Tracy to make the decision first, or they just decided to talk to each other about what they talked about. But anyway, they went outside to talk, and Brandy was snuggled up with a blanket outside. And so they were talking. She's like, yeah, I was on the beach today. I just kept saying how I can't see my life without you, Atkins, and I want to have a baby with you, but if you don't want to have a baby, I don't know. And I know you said I could go have a baby with somebody else, but that wouldn't, basically, like, that's not going to work out. And he was like, yeah, sitting with my family, really helped me come to a conclusion that I still don't want to have a baby. And I'm sorry I said that at the beginning. That was the first date, but I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, I don't want to have a baby. And he's like, I do want to be with you. And he's basically saying, like, me deciding to walk away because I know you want to have a baby is not me. It's me not saying I don't love you or I don't want to be with you. He's like, that's not fair. Like, you can't do that to me. So I get what he was saying. Basically, he's like, he has to let her go. And so she's like, are you sure? Like, you're sure of your decision? Like, you don't want to have a baby? You don't want to move forward? Because basically, like, if he doesn't want to have a baby, they're not going to get married. Because she's like, I know this has to end. If we can't agree on this, but I don't want it to end. And so Dr. Tracy had basically explained to them as well, like, you guys are just avoiding the hurt. Like, you guys are, like, basically they're avoiding making this decision because they don't want to get hurt. And so you can tell that's what it was in that moment. And she's like, are you sure? Are you sure? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, okay. And he's like, just because, like, I'm pulling away from you, it's not to hurt you, it's because I want you to be happy, basically. And so they basically decided, like, they're not going to move forward with the wedding. So then the next day, they see everybody cooking breakfast in the kitchen, even the sister helping out with the black people cooking. So then the couple goes to meet Dr. Tracy, and she lets them know. I mean, they let her know, like, yeah, it was good to talk it out. Like Akin said, it helped him remember, talking to his family helped him remind him of why he didn't want to have a baby. And she said talking to her family, like, helped her realize, like, she didn't want to be resenting Atkins later if she decided to just still marry him and not have a baby. Like, she does want her baby, but, it's still hard for her. It's bittersweet. Like, it's hurt. And they hugged and stuff, and Dr. Tracy let her know, like, him pulling away and letting you go is showing that he still loves you because he wants you to get what you want. He just can't give it to you. And so she seemed to understand that. And then Dr. Tracy did validate Brandy's feelings, and she was like, how does that feel like to be not getting married and ending things? And she said it hurts, but she knows she'll find love again and she'll move forward and all that good stuff. So Dr. Tracy said they're not going to do the blessing ceremony because there's no point. Says there's not going to be a wedding. She's like, why don't you get everybody together and tell them you're not going to get married? And then Brandy goes say, oh, I know this is not going to be what they want to hear, but it sucks we have to tell them. It's like they knew y'all wasn't going to get married. They not checking for that wedding. Like, really? They was not worried about y'all little sugar daddy, sugar baby marriage. They was not worried about it. So anyway, they go tell the family, like, this ain't gonna work. We not gonna get married. This ain't it. We done. And so then the sister gonna go be up there shedding tears. You could see Aaron in the little confessional thing, like, downstairs, like, you could tell he was a little happy. So anyway, the Brandy side, I don't think they was like, we already knew. Like, they wasn't caring. And so then, y'all know they always give y'all the updates at the end. So they said Brandy and Atkins still, they're no longer in a relationship, but they do remain close friends and communicate. Atkins is working on his business and is traveling and all that. Brandy is, still hopeful that she will find love soon and start a family. So that was the end, y'all. That was it. This episode was a hot mess to me. Y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comments, though. I was just like, let's just call this thing a thing. It's a sugar daddy, sugar baby marriage, okay? It's giving Ashley and Michael from Real Housewives of Potomac. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I think we don't get an episode of Family or Fiancé next week, if I'm not mistaken, when I looked on the Google. But if not, we'll see y'all. We'll be back the following week. And I think Love and Marriage Huntsville comes back that same week. But next week, we will be back for Ready to Love on Friday. So don't forget to tune in to all the videos if you haven't watched the rest of my Family or Fiancé videos, please check them out. The other things we watch over here, like Ready to Love, Queen Sugar's coming back, and I'll be reviewing their very last season. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all have a good night. Bye.